सही लग रहा है।
Today here we discuss first topic, conductance. Conductance of conductor is defined as the reciprocal of resistance. It is denoted by capital G. That means capital G is equal to 1 by R. Conductance is equal to reciprocal of resistance of conductor. If there is a higher resistance of conductor, then there is a lower conductance of conductor. What is the SI unit? SI unit of capital G is here 1 upon R. 1 upon R, and unit of resistance is ohm. That means here 1 upon ohm. This is known as ohm inverse, or it is also known as Mho, or it is ohm inverse, or it is Siemens. It is denoted by capital S. These are the unit of conductance of any conductor. Conductance is 1 upon R. That means unit is 1 upon ohm. Ohm is the unit of resistance. Inverse of ohm, ohm inverse, or it is written as Mho or ohm inverse. It is also known as Siemens. Dimensional formula. Dimension formula of capital G is equal to 1 upon dimension formula of capital R. This one is the M L square T power minus 3 A power minus 2. This one is the dimension formula of resistance. That means dimension formula of conductance is reciprocal of M. That means M power minus 1. L goes in numerator, L पे power minus 2, and T minus 3 goes in numerator, that means T plus 3. A goes in numerator, that means A square. This one is the dimension formula of conductance of any conductor. Now next topic one is the conductivity. It is denoted by sigma. Conductivity of any conductor is defined as the reciprocal of resistivity. That means conductivity rho is equal, conductivity sigma is equal to 1 upon rho. Here sigma is conductivity of material of conductor, and rho is the resistivity of material of conductor. Now SI unit of conductivity, that means reciprocal of unit of resistivity. So now here one unit of resistivity is ohm meter. ohm meter, or this one is the ohm meter, or it is ohm inverse per meter. Ohm inverse is written as Siemens. So now symbol of Siemens is capital S, and this one is the per meter. Siemens per meter of the SI unit of conductivity. And the dimension formula of conductivity. Dimensional formula of sigma. Dimension formula of sigma is equal to 1 upon dimension formula of resistivity. Here dimension formula of resistivity is m L cube t power minus 3 a power minus 2. This one is the dimension formula of resistivity. Now here we take all symbols in numerator, then here m power minus 1, L power minus 3, T3, A2. This one is the dimension formula of conductivity of material of conductor. Now here next topic one is the vector form of Ohm's law or microscopic form of Ohm's law. Microscopic form of Ohm's law, or it is also known as vector form of Ohm's law. In previous lecture we study about the Ohm's law, and according to Ohm's law, at constant temperature electric current passes through or flow through a conductor is directly proportional to potential difference applying across conductor. That means at constant temperature, ratio of potential difference to current remains constant and it is equal to resistance of conductor. So now here is scalar form of Ohm law. Scalar form of Ohm's law, V by I is equal to R, where V is a potential difference applying across conductor and I is the corresponding current flow in conductor and capital R is the resistance of conductor. Let L is the length of conductor and capital A is the cross section area of conductor. Now here we take a conductor, this have cross section capital A, this have length small l. When we apply a potential across this conductor through a external source, then there is a electric field produced. Direction of electric field, positive terminal to negative terminal, and this one is the potential. If potential V applying across conductor of length L, then electric field produced, and it is given as electric field produced and it is given at electric field E is equal to V by L. Therefore V is equal to EL, and by definition of current density, J is equal to I by A. Now here I is equal to JA. Here note that E, electric field intensity, is the vector form of V, and J is the vector form of I. Now here we substitute the value of V and I in scalar form of Ohm's law. Now V by I is equal to R. Now we substitute the value of V. V is equal to EL. That means this become EL. What is the value of I? I is JA. JA is equal to here R. Now we substitute the value of capital R. What is the value of capital R? But capital R is equal to rho L by A, where rho is the resistivity of material of conductor. So now we equate equation 1 and equation 2 we get here. From equation 1 and 2, what happens? Here EL by JA, and here value of R is equal to rho L by A. Here A to A cancel, L to L cancel. That means E by J is equal to rho. That means E is equal to rho J. Now here vector form. Electric field intensity is a vector quantity and the current density is also a vector quantity. So now here we take vector E is equal to rho vector J. Or this expression is also written as, now here vector E by rho is equal to vector J, and 1 upon rho, 1 upon resistivity gives conductivity. That means here sigma E is equal to J, or J is equal to sigma E. These both equations represent vector form of Ohm's law. Above equation represent vector form of Ohm's law. So this one is the concept of vector form of Ohm's law. To derive the vector form of Ohm's law, first we take vector form of potential, that means potential converted into electric field, and electric current converted into current density, because electric field intensity and current density both are the vector quantity. And substituting the value of V is equal to EL and I is equal to JA in scalar form of Ohm's law and solve these, we get vector form of Ohm's law. Vector E is equal to rho vector J, and the second one is the vector J is equal to sigma vector E. Now next heading one is the proof of Ohm's law on the basis of drift velocity or free electron theory of conductor. Proof of Ohm's law on the basis of drift velocity or free electron theory. Free electron theory of conductor. To prove the Ohm's law on the basis of drift velocity or free electron theory of conductor, here we take two expressions. First one is the Vd is equal to EV by ml tau. So now here, according to free electron theory of conductor, in previous lecture both derivations are performed. Now here Vd is equal to Ev ml tau, where small is the charge of electron, V is the potential difference applying across conductor, m is the mass of electron, and L is the length of electron, tau is the relaxation time. This one is the equation number 1. And I is equal to NeAVD. This is the equation number 2. Now equating these equations, equation 1 and 2, here we substitute the value of Vd in equation 2, we get, now substituting the value of Vd in equation 2, we get, what happens, I is equal to NeA EV ml tau. Now we solve this equation. Here I is equal to n, here E and here E, that means E square, and here A ml tau, or this one is the V. Now here we take V by I, that means I transfer in right side, and this quantity lies inside the bracket, transfer in left side. We get here ml Ne square A tau. Now for given conductor, ml Ne square is equal to constant, and for constant temperature, tau is equal to constant, because tau is inversely proportional to temperature. If temperature remains constant, the relaxation time constant. So now here m is the mass of the electron, this one is the universal constant. For given conductor, its length and the cross section area is constant, and for given conductor, number density of free electron also constant. E is the charge, this one is the universal constant. That means for given conductor at constant temperature, for given conductor at constant temperature, V by I is equal to constant. V by I is equal to constant, and this one equal to capital R. V by I is equal to constant at constant temperature is called Ohm's law. That means here we have to perform proof of Ohm's law. So this one is the Ohm's law. This one is the equation number 1, and this one is the equation number 2. This one is the equation number 3, and this one is the equation number 4. Now equating equation 3 and 4, what happens? From equation 3 and 4, we get here R is equal to ml Ne square A tau. So this one is the very important expression for resistance of conductor. In first lecture of this chapter, in previous lecture we defined resistance of conductor, and there is a statement given, resistance of conductor depends on material of conductor, depends on temperature of conductor, depends on dimension of conductor. So now here all three factors, material, that means small n. Small n is the property of material. property of material. That means it is depend on material of conductor. N depends on material of conductor. That means for different conductor have different value of small n, and L and A are the dimension. That means geometry. And tau is the temperature factor. Tau depends on temperature. That means in resistance there is a material property, dimension of conductor, and the temperature of conductor. So from this expression it is clear that resistance depends on material of conductor, resistance depends on dimension of conductor, as well as resistance depends on temperature. This one is the proof. Now next topic one is the resistivity of conductor in terms of small n and the tau. According to free electron theory of conductor, R is equal to ml n square a tau. This one is the equation number 1. But resistance of conductor is given as R is equal to rho L by A, where rho is the resistivity of material of conductor. So now equating equation 1 and 2, we get here from equation 1 and 2 we get this is compare. If we compare here, then here there L A, here L A. From equation 1 and 2, rho is equal to here m n square tau. That means resistivity of conductor depends on number density of free electron as well as relaxation time. Here m and E are the universal constant for the electron. M is the mass of electron, E is the charge of electron. That means mass and the charge of electron everywhere same, but for different material have different value of n, and for different temperature have different value of tau. Factor affecting the resistivity. Your first one is the resistivity is inversely proportional to number density of free electron. If number density of free electron increases, then resistivity decreases. If number density of free electron decreases, then resistivity increases. If n increases, rho decreases, and if n decreases, then rho increases. That means resistivity depends on number density of free electron. Second one is the resistivity is inversely proportional to relaxation time, and the relaxation time is inversely proportional to temperature. That means resistivity is directly proportional to temperature. If temperature of conductor increase, then resistivity also increase. If temperature of conductor decrease, then resistivity also decrease. So these are two factors on which resistivity of material of conductor depend. And from this expression it is also clear that resistivity depends on n and tau. This question is a very important question put up in 2017. In 2017, we defined resistivity of material of conductor and derived the expression for resistivity of material of conductor in terms of number density of free electron and the relaxation time of free electron. Now here curve between resistivity and relaxation time. This was the inversely proportional, that means hyperbola. If we draw curve between resistivity and temperature, that means this one is the straight line. This one for conductor. So these graphs are also important graphs put up in board examination. Next topic one is the conductivity of material of conductor. Conductivity of material of conductor in terms of n and tau. Conductivity of material of conductor is defined as the reciprocal of resistivity. So now conductivity is equal to 1 upon resistivity, but resistivity is equal to AML. Resistivity is equal to here m n square tau. Then conductivity is equal to the reciprocal of resistivity, that means 1 upon m n square tau, that means n square tau by em. This one is the expression for conductivity of material of conductor in terms of n and tau. Now here conductivity sigma is directly proportional to n. That means if number density of free electron increase, then conductivity increase. Number density of free electron increase, then conductivity increase, and this sigma is directly proportional to relaxation time, and relaxation time is inversely proportional to temperature. That means if temperature of conductor increase, then conductivity decrease. If temperature of conductor increase, then conductivity. So there are two factors affecting the conductivity of material of conductor. Now if number density of free electron increased, then conductivity increased. And if number density of free electron decreased, then conductivity also decreased. Second one is the conductivity is reciprocal of temperature. So now here if we take conductivity in initial case, conductivity in final case, temperature in final case, and temperature in initial case. Now in board examination, draw the curve between conductivity and the temperature. Curve between conductivity sigma and temperature. Here we know that conductivity is directly proportional to relaxation time, and relaxation time is inversely proportional to temperature. Here conductivity is directly proportional to relaxation time, and relaxation time is inversely proportional to temperature. That means conductivity is inversely proportional to temperature. Now here we take temperature on x-axis and conductivity taken on y-axis. If temperature continuously increases, then conductivity decreases. That means curve between conductivity and temperature is a hyperbola. This one is